7 steps to take for immediate mindset change. First step is to align with your best interest. When you look around, you see humans that deviate from their own best interest. They deviate from their own best self-interest, and they choose what's going to put them in the worst disposition to be in, to have what they want to have. I mean, when you look at the smoker, that person is killing themselves passively because they are deviating from their own best interest due to their own selfish desire. And their selfish desire is just to relinquish themselves from pain that they feel within. And since they don't know how to confront that and just deal with it and be responsible and have a responsibility to deal with that certain thing, they decide to manifest it as a cope mechanism. Smoking is a coping mechanism for someone who has no self-control. Step 2, everything is perception and perspective. Understand that everyone is their own unique eyes, meaning everyone is their own unique mind and everyone has their own unique beliefs. Now, what you believe in is different to someone else. Understand that there is no reality. There is only perceptions about reality. And if there is no people, aka no perception, that means there is no reality. So your experience on earth is you and your perception, and your perception only. So when people try to force perceptions that they have onto you, they're actually doing themselves a disfavor and dishonoring you, because there is no like, you can share your perspective, but to put their perception, embed it into you, and then look at you like you're wrong when you don't listen to their perception, it's fucked up, because they lack the awareness and they lack the education to understand that they are their own perception and they can do whatever they want with that. They don't have to force that onto you, because you'll make your own perception and find out your way through life. Step 3, your thoughts create pathways, not just pathways to outcomes, but neurological pathways. So what you think is creating an outcome for you. So when you think negative, you are creating a negative outcome passively. So you might not act on that negative thought, but once it builds up week after week after week, there will be a time where the balloon explodes. So your thoughts create outcomes, and the thoughts you decide to feed is the outcome you decide to have passively, while you feed it proportionally to how much you're thinking about it. Like, if you're angry for 45 minutes, you're gonna be pissed off for the rest of the day, but you're probably not gonna full on go on attack mode. But if you're pissed off for the entire week, now that little thing might just trip you up, and you might be projecting your anger onto others unconsciously. So your thoughts create your pathway, your thoughts create your life, your thoughts create your destination that you decide to walk through, choosing your path that your thoughts lead to. Neurologically as well, your brain neurologically embeds your outcomes to you, and then you follow them up by complying with the thoughts that lead to that outcome. So if you have negative thoughts and you have negative feelings and you have negative actions aligned with a certain outcome, which first off, you have to identify the alignment, because if you're aligned with passively killing yourself, aka addiction, smoking, drinking, all that bullshit, then you're naturally just going to deviate against your own self-interest, which is passively killing yourself. So you have to look at what you're aligned with first of all, because most people want to feel they seem like the most happy people, but they're aligned with their worst outcome. They're aligned with killing themselves passively. Like, that's the truth. Like, that's what it blatantly is. It's like you're passively killing yourself because you're coping, because something happened in your life you couldn't handle. So that's what I'm trying to tell you right now, is like, your thoughts lead to outcomes, so don't be the person who's passively killing themselves. Your thoughts create who you are, and your thoughts back up your actions to prove and reinforce yourself to yourself. So if you are always thinking negative and then you correspond to a negative action, now your brain knows you're a negative person because you proved your brain with action. Same way when you flip that, if you only feed positive thoughts and then you align with a positive action, now your brain believes that you're a positive person because you proved your brain that you're a positive person through action that you took to be a positive person. So you have to understand that you are what you think. A man is what he thinketh. And if you are not aligned with your best interest, if you are not aligned with the best interest of others, then you're naturally going to deviate from something abnormal, because not being aligned with your best interest and others' best interest and just being the positive person is abnormal, and in a world where everyone is abnormal, it seems and deems itself to be normal, but it actually is abnormal, and we should relinquish that putrid, maniacal societal programming that we've been all programming and embedded into our consciousness by the ones that raised us to be abnormal. So we shouldn't be abnormal. We should understand that we are what we think, and if we are thinking negative, that means there's something wrong with our brain, because we were created to be positive and construct. That's why when you put positive energy into positive outcomes, into positive things, then you naturally have a positive outcome. Everyone's happy. So like you it's not like, it's like you can blatantly see, like with common sense, like with conscience, like you know when you're right and you know when you're wrong. But people deviate from the norm and become abnormal when they choose what's wrong over what's right, because they feel like it's right even though it's wrong. All negative circumstances are ephemeral, meaning all negative circumstances that you go through really just reveal to yourself. They reveal to you who you are truly deep within. So when you go through something negative and you come out stronger, it's because you were revealed who you truly are through going through that, whatever you went through. And if you are weak and you decide to start coping and smoking and drinking because you couldn't handle what you went through, then again, your circumstances reveal to you who you truly are deep within, because you chose to be a bitch and not, align with your best interest. Your circumstance made you go against your best interest because you were too weak to handle your own circumstance. You either succumb to your circumstance or you stand up against your circumstance and expand your circumference. So it really is a mind game, and you really have to go deep within to reveal who you truly are. But until you do that, you will remain the same, and whatever you do will remain ingrained. So you don't want to ingrain negative habits. You don't want to conform yourself to societal pressures. You don't want to conform yourself to the ones that you live with. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about my life? Like, look at your own. Like, your life sucks. Like, I don't want to live your life, so I'm going to create a different neurological pathway in my brain that's going to sequence me to a different chain of events, and I'm going to follow different thoughts than you, because your thoughts obviously aligned you with something that deviated you from your best interest. So I'm good. You don't have to tell me shit. Like, your life sucks. So like your circumstance revealed to you who you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, just align with your best interest, and if you're not aligned with your best interest, it's probably because you're abnormal and you deviated from your own best interest because you went through a circumstance that you succumbed to instead of expand your circumference and took stand against the circumstance. So, yep. The next step is the outcome you so desperately seek is behind the work you don't want to put in. So, like, when you have a vision of yourself being a certain way, having certain things, the reason you don't have that is because you are neglecting the work you need to put in to have that. I mean, that vision was given to you by the cosmos, by the universe, for you to naturally unfold towards that destination. When we look at the universe on a grand cosmic scheme, on a grand cosmic scale, we are unfolding within an unfoldment. The universe came from nothing, and now it's constantly expanding into more and more. It's getting wider and wider and wider. That's scientifically proven. So as the universe expands, so do we. Universe is consciousness. Like, I'm telling you, you're not the only intelligence in the universe. Like, you are just a replica or a shared, you are just a creation of the universe, and your consciousness is a part of that universe. So like, your consciousness is just a lower form of the higher consciousness, which is the infinite intelligence, which is the universe, which is God. So like, you're out here like thinking like you're the only intelligent sentient life form. It's like, bro, we have an entire universe that's constantly expanding all the time. So like, you can either align with your best interest, which is that vision that you need to follow so you can naturally unfold through the universal scheme, through the grand scheme of things, or you can just remain the same and remain what you've ingrained into yourself and embedded into your own consciousness, because you were reluctant and unwilling to face certain things and become a certain way because you were afraid of what would happen with shit that doesn't even matter. You are unfolding within an unfoldment. Like, the universe proved that to us. We are the microcosmos within the macro. If you don't know that, you need to really start reading, or you just need to start meditating. You need to start doing something, because your comprehension ain't there yet. And that ain't a negative thing. Like, understand that that's feedback for you to go back and look at, and then look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, why can't I comprehend that? There's a fucking problem. I need to get better at life, because if there's people comprehending this, then I can't comprehend it. Then I'm at a major disadvantage, because now other people can learn what I can't learn, and now I'm a dumbass bitch because I'm low level, because there's people knowing more than me. And if anything, intellect is the biggest advantage. If you have more intellect, you have more intelligence, you will get further than the dumbest fucking person in the room. So it's like, you put yourself at an advantage for not comprehending what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, you, like, if you still not awake, like, you sleeping, bro, like how long you been alive, bro? You still sleeping? The seventh, the last step, you are the creator of your reality. Don't let these conformities and abnormal entities try to form you into something that isn't you. Like, you create your reality. Your path of least resistance, aka the path of most resistance, it feels like, is what the universe has gave to you to unfold within itself, that is constantly unfolding. And the way you move on that is your choice, but you are the creator of your reality, and to align with your best interest is probably going to be the best outcome for you. That's where you're going to experience the most XP. You're going to have the most best experiences. You're going to have the best times. You're just going to have a good time on earth. Or you can just deviate and be abnormal and then live your life in constant restraint, which is the actual path of most resistance, mental resistance, stress, making you hate yourself because you made the wrong choice, and now you're stuck in an endless cycle of just self-destruction, and now you're coping by drinking and smoking. That's called the samsara cycle. But like, you are the creator of your reality, and you choose your path, and you need to align with your best interest, so you ensure that you unfold and correspond to the universal will. And you do that by not deviating from your own self-interest ever. So I hope y'all learned a lot from this video. Y'all take care. Peace.